Hello. I'm gonna wait till some more people come in the room. Hello. Hello. So tonight we're going to talk about why women keep coming up short. We're gonna kind of unpack this whole Dani and DaBaby relationship situation just a little bit, but we're gonna get down to the root of the problem. So I'm gonna wait till a few more people come in the room and then I'm gonna get started. Hello. Hello. So the conversation tonight is why women keep coming up short. So I'm gonna talk about this whole Dani and DaBaby situation, and you all can chime in the comments. For those of you who don't know, I'm Tiana Nichelle. I do inspirational, motivational, everything. Everything that I do is around empowerment, from my talks to my business. All of that is around empowerment. So we're just gonna jump into this conversation. This conversation is why women keep coming up empty. And looking at DaBaby and this Dani situation, I'm looking at her sideways because she knew, like she low-key knew. We have an internal instinct that tells us red flag. She was looking at, the type of person that he was publicly, but not really looking at the character of the man and what he actually was doing. This whole thing is a little bit messy. It's a public mess, honestly. I think that real men, and I know that real men don't do what he has sent her through. And even though he sent her through some things, it looks bad on her because of her reaction to the things that he has done. And he taped it for the world to see, which is really, childish. But why do women keep picking these types of men is really the better question. So what I have come to really realize is the basis of this is a daddy wound. When daddies are not present in their daughters' lives, this type of man or these type of men can easily manipulate and do what they, choose to do and operate how they choose to operate. And these women allow it because of the lack of a father. So, and even in her needing a place, because that was the other thing, she needed, a place to live, and she wanted him to do this for her. If you're making your own money as a woman, you don't need a man to come in and give you a place. Now, you can desire that, but for you to 100% solely rely on someone who is, one, not your husband, has proven not to be stable, because this person is running from one person to the next and is not settled in himself enough to just settle down with one person. It really shows that he's not going to be stable enough to provide anything to this woman or to any woman. So unless he grows up, and that's really what this looks like. This looks like he has not matured yet. So let's talk about the importance of a father. So I posted a video earlier with R.C. Blakes. He's one of the gentlemen that I refer to as a godfather. He has he's a minister, but he talks about his own experiences when he was dating, and he talks about the real of what men do. But thinking back on my own interactions with my own father, there were some things that he did teach me while he was alive. And when I started dating, I was dating guys that actually mimic my father. So I do want to touch on that. The role of a father in a girl's life is to provide that security, and that man also, shows her the type of man that she should really want if he's a good father. And he gives her that emotional security as well. So it's financial security, it's emotional security. He really has to connect with her in order to help her understand what it is that she should be doing, what it is that she should be looking for, and how she should operate within a relationship. Those are really important parts of, growing up as a girl, but creating an identity in that girl. A man essentially creates that identity for that girl. But when he's not there, she's figuring it out, or she's finding men that might be just like him, even if he was not a good father. And then you have some women that run away from that type of a man, whatever he was or wasn't. And then you have those that are figuring it out. And so what I have looked at and come to understand, that a lot of women are out here figuring it out because they did not have that male present. And with them figuring it out, they have gotten it all wrong. I will say in my past dating experiences, some of them I did get wrong. But because I wasn't ready for anything that mimicked marriage, which I should have been, but I wasn't, is the reason why I did not pursue that, even though there were men that pursued that with me. Now, a lot of women don't have that same experience, and they're out here blindly looking for that or seeking that security or an affirmation from a man to make them feel like, they're a person, or they're beautiful, or they're wanted. All of those things that her father was supposed to teach her, she's now out here trying to figure it out and getting it all wrong. And so these conversations are important because women have to, one, understand what's going on with their dating relationships because they want to have relationships. There's so many conversations that I've had with women about dating, and even in marriages, and how, you know, there were mistakes made on all fronts in the relationships are relationships, but marriage is something totally different because it's not that easy to get out of that, but it's also a covenant. So being intentional about who you are in relationship with is very important, because that man essentially becomes your covering. So if he is toxic, so just imagine if a man like DaBaby married Dani, right? In the future, how would that really look? Like, their marriage will be a mess. So it's really important to understand how you should be dating in order to have healthier relationships, essentially have a better marriage. What did you say? Some just want to be taken care of and are willing to settle just to have the type of lifestyle. And that's true, because they don't understand. And that was one thing. My father taught me independence. The reason why I'm independent, and the fact that I know how to do a lot of things that most women don't know how to do, including, you know, my own, I was mowing the lawn, I was raking leaves, I was snow blowing or shoveling, I was fixing things in the house, things that might have come up broken, helping my father put together a shed, cars, all of those different things were things that he taught me. But he taught me that I don't have to depend on anyone. It's not bad to want a person, but to have that person just to solely depend on them is not a good thing, because then you can be easily manipulated. And that's another thing that a lot of women don't understand when they are picking these men, is if they control your finances completely, if they control the place that you sleep, if they control everything or every aspect of your life, they will essentially control your life, and it can be taken away in a blink of an eye. You know, think about grandmothers who had rainy day funds, like those grandmothers that would say, girl, make sure you got, you know, money stashed somewhere, because even they know, even in the marriage that they were in, that anything can happen. And so you always have to be prepared. What are you saying? And some think street means powerful, and a man like Obama was powerful. Some don't understand the difference. Okay, so let's unpack that really quickly. When it comes to street, so if a woman does not have a man in the home as a girl, right? How does she know how to identify what a good man is, or what, and it's not even powerful, what a good man is, right? So the reason why girls look at a lot of street men, one of the reasons is the protection piece. So, and I can speak on my own experience after, you know, my father passed, and sometime down the road after I dated the guys that actually were like my dad, I kind of went rogue, and I started dating hood guys, street guys, thugs, you know, guys that did other things. And it's because I felt more protected in my mind. I felt like I needed that type of protection. I felt like they could handle the type of person I was, because at that time I was more aggressive, very assertive. And I didn't start out that way. I didn't start off super aggressive, but I became that way. And I thought that's what I needed. But when I go back and I get to the root of what I know, get down to the basis of what I know and the experience that I had with my father, that is not the type of guy that works well with me, because that's not how I was raised, and that's not what I need. What are you saying? So hold on, I'm gonna unpack this part though. So another thing is, because our culture glorifies street guys in our music, our hip hop music especially, women and girls gravitate to that because that's what's cool. But like the guys that are nerdy, they have, you know, quirks about them, whatever it is. They're in school, like in their books, the straight A students, the ones that are conservative. Most girls are not even looking at them. Why? Because they're not popular. Nobody's looking at them unless that girl is really knowing who she is, one, knowing what a husband looks like, two, and she's attracted to that type of guy. Then she's going to be with that type of guy. But the most of the girls in high school, even in grade school, the guys that were popular were not smart by no means. They probably are still not smart as grown men, a lot of them. And they are not marriage material, most of them. And they're not probably seeking marriage at this age. So let's just be clear. They have options, so they are playing. But when you are dating and you're looking for a husband, all of those street things, all of those all of that popularity goes out the window, because that is not what's gonna sustain. Hello. Let me see. I was trying to see how to let you in. I don't know if it's gonna.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I don't know why, but like when this popped up, I was like, wow, like I really been like thinking about like this topic deeply. And so like I was just like, let me just get on here and ask my question real quick. Because this literally is speaking to me.
What was your
Can you
question?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Um, oh, okay. So me and my boyfriend, we got into like a fight today. Because like we're supposed to alternate and see each other every like 2 weeks or so. And so it's been like 3 weeks now, and he's like, nah, like I'm not coming up there, like I don't really have time, I have work and stuff. So we got into like a little quarrel or whatever. But I feel like all I have is your word. So like if you tell me you're gonna do something and that we're gonna actively participate both ways and like spending my gas money to come see each other and stuff like that, then like, we should hold each other to that. But I feel like he's always slacking, and I don't know if like I'm being too stubborn and I need to like just say like, oh, okay, well then I'll come see you, or should I like stand my ground type thing.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
And how old is, we're not gonna say that just yet. Hold on in the comments. How old is he?
21.
And how long have you all been together?
3 years.
And so do you go to see him more than he comes to see you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so that like in the beginning of our relationship, I was always going down there, but then I told him like if we're going to like keep this relationship, you need to put in effort. And so like he did it for like 2 times, and then like he's fallen off again, you know?
So what I'm gonna say is men invest their time in what they want to invest their time in. They make time for what they want to make time for. And a man that is solely focused on you is going to put in the work to be with you, no matter where you live. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. So a man that wants to be with you is going to invest his time in you. And no matter where you are, he's going to put in the work to be with you. So to me, he's wasting your time. I'm just going to be honest. And now, what other things do you do? Let me ask that question. Is your whole life like surrounded by him, or do you have like other hobbies or?
Yeah, so I do fitness here on Instagram. Like I do fitness videos. I lost 40 pounds in 6 months. So like I've been basing my my Instagram off of like my weight loss and the healthy eating. And then I'm also a double major in criminal justice and communication studies at my university, and I'll be graduating in the spring semester. So like
Congratulations.
thank you. I do a lot of stuff, and that's why it makes me even more mad because like I work 2 jobs and I do hair on the side and I'm a full-time student. So if I'm making time for you like when I'm supposed to, like please don't tell me that like, oh, I'm busy, I can't, because every Tuesday and Thursday I wake up at 3:30 a.m. to be at work on time so I can open the gym. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I work at a activities cultural. It's like a cultural center for the university. We
Mm-hmm.
plan events. We do like a bunch of things for the Black community on campus. So like I'm always running and doing stuff, and I'm like I still make time. So like you don't have any excuse. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, sis, you got a lot going on. And you got a lot of good stuff going on. And there is a man that will make time for you. He will stop heaven and earth to be with you. There are men that are like that, and women need to understand that there are men that are like that. All of the men that we probably have experienced are not, the majority of the population that's out there that we have not seen, right? So you are probably used to him. You probably think like he is the only person that will ever love you. I don't know. A lot of women feel like that. I don't want to speak for you, but a lot of women feel like that. That's not true. So you need, and I'm gonna just be honest, to look at the reality of your situation. He is not putting in the effort. What is it that he does?
Makes music beats.
Sis, no, no. He's gonna be making beats at 40. No. You you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot in your life, and what he's doing does not even compare to what you're doing. Um, And furthermore, that's even more the reason why he should be making an effort, because he has the time. So this guy in the comments says drop Future. Yes, I will agree with that. Look, I'm gonna just say it straight. Like, he's not the one. He is
Thank
not the
you.
one. You just need to finish what you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
while you are finishing, and this is the thing, the person that's for you is going to come at a time when you are really focused on what it is that you're doing. So if you're focused on finishing your degree, your fitness, whatever the dream is that you have in your mind that you want to accomplish, that person is going to come and he's going to put in the work. You won't feel like you're stressed out trying to be with this person. It will come easy.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't even know what hit you, but that person will be there, you know, and it will work. I'm just telling you, it will work. And who's to say the person is not already there? Because a lot of times we overlook the guys that have been there through it all, those best friend guys that, you know, have talked us through our relationship dramas and traumas. A lot of those guys are there for more than what we think they're there for. But a lot of times that's revealed in the end. So I'm just letting you know that he's not a good match for you, and you can do way better. And I'm not even saying that the guy has to be like, he doesn't have to have all the money in the world, but he does have to show you respect, and he does have to show you love in his actions. Love through action is how you know it's really love,
Mm-hmm.
because guys show you through their actions.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that helps.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really feel like I needed that because this popped up on there. I said, I was looking for that answer. So I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Did you have any more questions, or that was it?
That was pretty much it. I think I know what I got to do now.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And let me know how that goes. You can DM me and let me know how that goes. But
Okay, I will.
and then if you need a little encouragement, I got you. I got you.
Thank you
So
so much.
you're welcome.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I don't know how to get out.
I know that's always the thing.
I'm a just exit
Oh.
out the live and come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, hello. Wow. So yeah, that that right there. All of the can you hear me? All of the things that I wanted to touch on. I'm glad this young lady came on here. This is a prime example of what I am talking about when it comes to dating relationships. It's very important to choose wisely. And a father's role in a girl's life is really, really important. Even, you know, even if there's like baby mama situations, I know that a lot of men are dealing with that, but being there is like super important, because you can teach your daughters exactly what she needs to know in order to go forward and not even entertain guys like this. Um, yeah, she does deserve better, but a lot of women don't know that they deserve better because they have not had that male role model to tell them. Even if you don't have a father, but having a male role model that tells you, you know, what you should be doing, how you should be moving, what you should be looking for. And guys, I know for a fact that guys show their interest through their actions. And a guy that wants to be with you is not going to be like DaBaby and put your relationship on blast. and do all of those other embarrassing things. He's not going to manipulate you mentally, physically, because there are men out there that will literally mess with your mind in order to control you. Men who are really for you and good men will not do that. And I don't think that a lot of women really truly understand that, because they're so used to dealing with one type of man that they don't see that there are other types of men. What did he say? A man knows when he got the heart of a woman, of someone, he will continue to try to maintain control. That is very true, and especially because women are emotional creatures. So a lot of times women will tell their intentions before a man tells his intentions. And that's where women go wrong at. Telling your intentions to a man before he tells you his intention puts you in a dangerous position to really come up short, come up hurt, come up empty. If he does not state what he wants, don't you say what you want, because then allow him to show you first what it is that he wants. But two, don't tell him, because if you tell him and he's a manipulator, he's going to play with your emotions until he gets what he wants, and then he's gone about his business. But if you allow him to show you the type of person that he is, then you will know what you're dealing with. But because women a lot of the times are emotional, feelings get involved, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is the man of my dreams and whatever else, then they'll tell this man that, and that's not what he wants. That's not what he's trying to do. He's essentially there just to get some and keep it moving. And women get caught up. Women get caught up in men who are, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago, who are emotionally damaged, unavailable, mentally unavailable, physically, and then it causes them to, by these horrific experiences, it causes them to doubt themselves. It causes women to start playing small, to question if they're doing something wrong, if they're loving the wrong way, all of these different things, when in essence, it's not necessarily the case. It's just that you are choosing the wrong men because you are uncertain on what you should be looking for. So, and then the other part to this is the women who are dating and they are having men to ghost them, which is one of the things that I talked about a couple weeks ago. Because you are, not understanding of the position of the man or what his value brings, or even know how to be in relationship, a lot of the times women do way too much, too dominant, too aggressive, looking at the man as if he's your enemy, going back and forth with him instead of trying to understand what, is going on, or what the real issue is, having the conversation and those things like that. So there are women that do that, and then they wind up messing up the relationship or something good, and then that becomes the story of their dating life, is that they are bouncing from one person to the next because they don't know how to love properly. Unfortunately, some women love the toxicity, and that, yes, because they don't know how to identify what a good man is, because they didn't see that demonstrated. So when you don't see something demonstrated, how do you know that this is what you should be doing? How do you know that this is how you should be dating? There's no guide to show you how you should be treated, what a man will do. And so, because there's no guide there, or if the guide was there, but the guide was all over the place, then the woman, when the girl grows up to be a woman, she will essentially try to figure it out or try to date opposite of what her dad was. And that's why the role of a man is really important in a girl's life. You said sometimes you got to use common sense. When your desire for something is greater than your common sense goes out the window. So if your desire for the relationship is stronger than your actual, because your mind and your heart operates a lot of the times differently. Your heart will tell you one thing, your mind says something else, and then you got your body that be doing what it does. So depending on what's leading you, and a lot of times we as women have intuition that tells us what is good for us, but we throw it out of the window because we're like, oh, he's a good man. Oh, then we start making excuses. Oh, he only hit me once. Oh, he said this to me once. Oh, he cheated on me like twice, but it's okay. It's not okay. Because if you make those same excuses while you're dating him, think about all of the different things that could go wrong while you're married to him. And then you will be glued to that man, connected to that man, and it'll be harder for you to get out of that situation. So that is why it is important to look at those red flags and listen to your intuition, and understand that those red flags and that intuition is to protect you. It is really there. That is your internal alarm clock to protect you from clowns. And most women have dated a clown or two. I have. Most women have. But learning those lessons and moving forward, like, that's really important. You cannot, at 40 years old, be making the same mistakes that you made at 21 or at 19. Like, you have to do things a little bit differently, and understand that just because your dad was not there does not define the type of does not define your value as a woman. Let me say that. It does not say you're not worthy of love or whatever, because there are some women who are walking around here because their dad was not there, thinking that they are unworthy of a lot of things. And I want to tell you that you are. You are very worthy of all of the things that you want, the things that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to do. Don't ever let someone tell you that you're not. Don't ever let a man knock you off of your dreams, your goals, and all of those things. He should be adding to you. You all should be adding to one another. But if that man is knocking you off your square, that's a problem. He says, my problem is some women are good at telling someone else how to be in a relationship but won't practice what they preach. So apparently they know what's right and what's wrong. Not all the time. Sometimes you know what's right, but in your mind it may not be what's right for you. So just like men, y'all, know that a woman is not right for y'all, but y'all are still jump in head first because her body is banging, and she just look like she gonna be wifey material, and y'all jump in head first, and then you got, some type of witch. You know what I'm saying? So the same can be said, but you all know what you all know right from wrong, but you're still choosing it based off of what you think is good for you. And in essence, it's bad for you. So I think that we have to be mindful about our own choices, about the reason why we do things. Getting to the heart of the reason why we do things will solve a lot of problems. That's one thing that I have learned with my own self. I actually do a lot of self reflection, and I think about how I have operated in the past, and just different decisions that I have made. And I look at, whether the decision was a mistake in my mind, or if it was a good decision. I'm like, okay, well, why did I do that? Why did I choose that? And I go into self-reflection. So self-reflection helps me to look at things that may have been not so wise decisions and say, okay, you know what? I need to make a better decision in the future because this didn't work. Or I need to move like this because I don't want to deal with this. Or the reason why I'm doing this is because I needed this. So I don't need that at this point in my life. So I need to do something different. Like I was saying, like after my father passed, I felt like I needed to be protected, and all of these different things. And I was dating, the hood guys and all of that kind of stuff. And it wasn't necessarily based on popularity, because I didn't know who they was popular to. I just liked what I liked. So, and I felt safe. There was a safety thing for me. And once I realized, when the guy that I was with, when he got killed, it really made me go, like, I was going crazy. And I was just like, I don't need this. That was my wake up call. I don't need this. He couldn't even protect himself. So how in the heck could he protect me? And that's when I was like, I need to do something different. So that was essentially my wake up call. Now, I'm not saying that's the wake up call that everybody needs. No. But I am telling you, to the type of husband or the type of man that you want, it will essentially be husband material. He does not look like the NBA players. He is not a rapper. He is not, your street corner boy. He is probably somebody that's in tech, somebody, working a regular 9 to 5. He might make a good living for himself, but he's not the typical guy that you would have dated in high school. And that's what a lot of girls look at. Girls going into womanhood are looking at what's popular, um what everybody else is doing, and then make that their gold standard for a man. And that's the same man that will come and rip them apart and give them the worst dating experience ever. So choosing wisely is very important, despite not having a father. And that's the part, like, as a woman, you have probably been through a few things, but going forward, if you are a single woman, try not to make those same mistakes. Look at what you want your future to look like, and does that man that you are attracting on a consistent basis, does he align with your future? Is he causing more confusion in your life than he does peace? Does he bring anything to the table besides the D? In his beats or his um babies, because there are a lot of men that's got a whole lot of babies, and that's all they bringing. They're not bringing anything else. And so if you are the one that's putting in all the effort, doing everything for this person, that is not the person for you, because the man that is for you is going to know how to treat you. He is going to be the one that pays for your dates. He's going to be the one excited to make a date because he wants to spend time with you. He's going to make the effort. He is going to be patient with you when you are not patient. He is going to match, you know, a lot of things in your life that you didn't even think that you needed. You know, those check boxes that you put in the back of your mind when you're younger, and you're like, oh, this is a nice man. And then you forget because life happens differently, and then you like, oh, I want this guy because he look good. And you forget about all of those things that you once liked when you were, you know, young and innocent. And so he's gonna check off those boxes that once was there, as far as security, as far as the love that you deserve, and it's gonna feel good. And I'm not saying that you're not gonna be without issues, because issues will arise, but how he um, handles it is everything. So you want somebody that is not um, loud and boastful, you know, someone that is patient and loving at all times. And he will love you through his actions. And that is something that women need to really understand. Because even looking at the Dani and DaBaby situation, he didn't love that girl. He did not love that girl. His actions showed that he was literally for the streets. And she went past go and was like, this is my boyfriend, we together. And he literally sent that girl through nonsense, but she allowed it. She allowed it because she did not understand what she deserved. She did not understand her purpose, her role, her anything, because she's too busy trying to fit in. That's the other thing. A lot of women are spending their time fitting in, fitting into a mold with women who don't even know who they are. And women who have not had a father in their life, usually it screams. Like, I can actually tell off the bat, women who are overly sexual, those ones who are showing their behinds and their thongs on Instagram, those are usually the ones who do not have a father that is present. Because a woman who is knowing that her father, one, is going to see something like that, will not do anything like that, because she's like, I don't want my daddy looking at my butt. And then one of the lessons that I can think of, me being a daddy's girl, even though my father's not here, but he did say, you can put on anything, and a man will love you regardless of what you have on. He always, you know, taught me the things that a man should be doing for me, how he should look at me, and how he should treat me. Now, did I realize that when I was younger, after he had passed? I didn't know what he was teaching me. I didn't even really understand it until it hit me a few years ago. And I was like, he was teaching me some heavy lessons that I did not understand. Like, I didn't know because I was young. But even from, so I said how I dressed, you know, how I carry myself, the how I should be treated, you know, what he should be doing, all of those different things. And it's funny because when I think back, I didn't necessarily have 100% great dating experiences through and through. But I had a lot of good dating experiences, not even realizing that what he taught me was a part of who I became. There was some hiccups because, I'm not perfect. I would like I was when I was in college, I used to wear velour jumpsuits, and I would, have my bra on, show a little bit of something. But I was never one to have my butt straight out. Like, I like to be sexy, but I like to have a little class with it too. So that's always been how I dress. But like every other girl, they butts was out. I just did not. I just I just didn't do it. Um, Now there were dating experiences that he probably would have been like, "What are you doing?" Especially when I was dating those street guys. I'll just say street because I'm not gonna say what it really was, but um he would look at me probably like, "What the heck are you doing?" Because I wasn't that dude. So, what would make you date somebody like this? But in my mind, I felt like that's what I needed, and it wasn't. And I do want to say to young girls, if you have a dad that is present and he is telling you information, he is telling you to dress a certain way, he's giving you the game. When he is giving you the game, you need to listen to that because you will avoid a lot of pitfalls that grown women are falling into and wondering why they can't find anybody because guys are looking at them like they're trash. If you show your butt on the internet, I don't know any men that are wanting wives that show their behinds to everybody. I don't know none. It might be a couple in the world, but that only speaks to how he would be as a husband and how their relationship would go. But I don't know any good men who want that type of woman. So you have to carry yourself in such a way where, one, your husband can be proud of the woman that he's with. Two, you can be proud of the person that you are. And you're not compromising who you are for somebody else. You are not stretching yourself thin for somebody else because the person that is for you will not allow you to do that. And that is some of the things that I was actually taught because my dad, like, as long as my grades was good, we was all good. Um, and giving me, like I got paid for good grades. So that was like one of the lessons that I learned was, you got to work for your money. You got to work for what you do, but be proud in what you do. He also taught me to be a woman with my own mind. And that's the other part. There are too many women trying to fit in that they don't have their own mind. It's almost like a unimind situation going on where they think that they're supposed to look like the next woman, talk like the next woman, act like the next woman. And it's like, why would a man be wanting to marry you for looking like somebody else or wanting to be with you because you look like somebody else? Would you even want to be with a man who purposely looks like somebody else? You'd be like, that's weird. Like that's weird. I don't know why that's a thing though, but it is clearly a thing because a lot of women, their bodies look the same, their everything looks the same. Nothing is like, there's no individuality, but they're allowing society to dictate to them what they should look like and who they should be with. But society ain't got to sleep with that man, ain't got to live with that man at the end of the day. You do. So will you be happy in the choice that you make? Can you be happy with yourself with making those choices? And if that is a hard no, then you need to pass, because there are men out there that will value you, that will appreciate you, that will do for you, that will go above and beyond for you. You have to understand that. So the reason why women are um coming up short, coming up empty, is clearly because you're not understanding your worth, your value. You weren't affirmed by your dad. You weren't affirmed your character, that you're beautiful, and all of those things were not told to you. And you're following the crowd clearly in whatever their standard is. But these same people, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of these people are going home and unhappy. If they are married women and, their husbands are, so a lot of these celebrity women, and I'm just going to tell you, they're not happy. Look at all of the divorces that you have seen, all of the infidelity. Why would you even want that life? I don't know why you would want that life. It looks good to the public. You might have financial stability. Some of them don't still have financial stability, because just because they make $1 million, their expenses might be $1 million in expenses. And so they still coming up short. They might have a life, but they still don't have peace of mind at the end of the day. So what type of life is that? I think that we need to make better decisions and better choices in our lives, period. But more importantly, when we decide to enter into a relationship with someone, understanding how we should be operating and what we should be looking for is very important. And nobody's having these conversations. The reason why I am doing this is because I feel like it's necessary. And I'm pressing on dating because there are a lot of women that are my age or older. I'm mid-30s, mid to late 30s, but in their 40s and 50s, and they're like, well, I gotta find my husband, because I'm ready to have my babies, and I ain't trying to do this, or I gotta meet that one. But are you really prepared for that one? Because that one ain't gonna come in looking like Future, DaBaby, or none of that. The one for you is gonna look like maybe your Xfinity man, maybe your corporate man, maybe your, I don't know, somebody help me out, maybe your truck driver, maybe your electrician, who knows. I'm just saying that you have to be realistic about what you need versus what you want and what looks good. Because that good look is what you're going to be stuck with. And are you going to be happy after that good look is bagged and you sitting out at home alone because he out doing whatever it was he was doing while you was dating him? And there's a lot of women that's dealing with that. They have husbands who are not acting like husbands. They're acting like they for the streets. So essentially those women are not happy. Yeah, they might be married, but they're not happy. But if they had chosen the man that was kind of nerdy, he was always there. Maybe he will pop up and make sure that she's okay. The shoulder to cry on, he was always there for the relationship advice and whatever else, or he clearly showed his interest. And that's the other part. Women have to stop saying a man is doing too much when he shows interest. I don't know where in the heck that came from, but that's a lie from the pit of hell, because a man that shows his interest will clearly show you interest. He's clearly going to schedule time for you. He's clearly going to make dates. That's not doing too much. That's what you should expect. And I am sorry that some of you all's fathers did not teach you that, but that is actually what he should be doing. So we as women got this all wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm here to let you know what he should be. And I'm going based off of what I know to be from some of my own experiences, other people's experiences that I have talked to and walked through certain, situations with, talked them through it. So I'm telling you that there are good men out here. You just have to stop opening the door for men who are clowns. Because once you stop opening that door and get clear about what it is that you want, that's what you're going to start attracting. And be ready, because you will consistently attract that. Now, once you get that, how do you handle it? And that's the part that some women don't understand. When you get that type of man, he's not going to be very aggressive. He's not going to be, one that wants to be in these streets, because he feels better in the background. And that should be fine, because as long as he's loving you the right way, you should be okay with him not wanting to be in the forefront. But that's how a lot of women get caught up with the wrong men, because they too busy. The man want to be just as pretty as her in the forefront, and then now you got somebody that's really for the streets. Like, that husband that's really for you, he's not going to do that, but he will support you in whatever you do. He will be like, oh, you got to do this. Okay. Whatever you need, let me know how I can help you. If you need me to set up something, if you need me to go make flyers for you, if you need me to go, get the venue for you, okay, I'm going to check this out for you. That's what he's going to do. He's going to secure you in every way possible so that you can accomplish what it is that you're trying to accomplish. He's not going to be a hindrance. So you really got to look at what it is that you want. Women have to look at that, because once you get that, you have to know that that man is not going to be what you are used to. And those men that are like that are boastful and want to be seen and want to be heard and all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be a problem later on down the line. So you might think that that's what you want, but honey, that's not going to work, because it's going to bring a lot of issues. You're going to have a lot of attention, and then you're going to have women trying to come at your man. Then that's more issues. So realize your worth. Realize that you are a queen. You are beautiful. You continue to do what you are doing in your goals and your dreams. But when it comes to having a partner, make sure that that partner is genuinely for you. And by doing that, that means not telling him all of the tea up front. Let him show you what it is that he wants. Let him tell you what he wants. Stop telling him what you want. And like I said before, that's a lot of times when women go wrong. I've had men to come to me and tell me flat out, I want to marry you. And I looked at them like they was crazy. I'm going to be honest. This is me being honest. I'm like, you don't even know me. But they made their intentions clear. Now, at that time, I was kind of immature. So I was like, oh, you doing the most. But when I look back on that, them making their intentions clear, that's what you want. That's exactly what you want. You don't want to have to figure out what's going on. That's the other part. You women that's out there trying to figure out what's going on, you don't even have to do all of that. Because if you got to do all that, he ain't for you. He's off entertaining somebody else when you got to figure out what's going on with your relationship. And you don't need that. You want to make sure that you have somebody that's giving you peace of mind. And if he's not giving you at least peace of mind because that's something that's intangible, then you don't need him. And there are plenty of guys that will give you that. So I'm just going to wrap this up because I've been on here now for an hour. And I said that is my cutoff. So I want you all to have happy, healthy relationships. I want you all to get what is for you, not what's for the streets. So the information that I am telling you is very important for you to take it, dissect it how you want to, but make sure that you are checking within yourself to make sure that this person is for you, or whoever approaches you. If that person, if you get a vex in your spirit, because we are spiritual beings first, in my mind, we're spiritual beings first because we connect with energy. And so when you get a vex, like you be that, don't go past that. That feeling that be like, wait a minute, something ain't right. Don't go past that. I'm gonna tell you a situation that happened to me. There was a guy that approached me sometime, it was some years back. And he seemed really nice. He was reserved a little bit, but he was loud. He was loud in how he talked. He was reserved in his mannerisms when he was out, but like when he was with people he knew, he has to be the center of attention. And so when I tell you, when I first met him, I was like, oh, he seemed all right. And when I went out with him, I got this feeling that was like, no, So I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me, maybe he's good, maybe he's cool, because he ain't showing me nothing crazy just yet. But my spirit was like, no. So what did I do? I kept entertaining that person. And in entertaining that person, when I tell you, he started acting crazy. He wanted to know where I was, what I was doing at all times. Would not give me air to breathe. Calling and texting my phone. If I'm out, who am I with? Just all types of crazy, out the bag crazy. And I was just like, I knew that I should have never talked to you because you going ham. Like, I got a promotion in a job that I was only in for like 6 months. And I wound up getting a promotion and being a trainer and then a supervisor. He went ham. How you moving up in your career already, and I'm still stuck at this job. And I said, well, we work 2 separate jobs. You do something totally different from what I do. So what? It was just all types of nuts. Okay. So I say all that to say, when you get that vex in your spirit about somebody that and it ain't right, don't pass go, because you're going to wind up in a situation that you don't want to be in. So your spirit and your energy, that that thing inside of you tells you already what you should and should not be doing. So follow that thing. But when it comes to the person that you should be dating, it ain't gonna feel like that. You won't have that, and it's gonna feel good, and that person is going to bring out the best in you. Those men or whoever you choose to be in love with, they do exist. So with that, that is my time. I thank you for joining. To that young girl who was on here earlier, I wish you the best. Please make sure that you let me know how everything goes, and if you need a further conversation, I already told you you can reach out to me. So with that, you all have a great night and a great weekend if I don't come back on here. Bye.